Let's take uno mas. Let's go to Justin in Green Bay. What's up, Justin?
Not much. On my lunch break talking to you.
Dude, that's pretty rad. Way to go, man. Your lunch break?
Well, when you punch in at 4 a.m.
Oh, I see what you did there. You're one of those guys that works hard for a living. What's that like? Is that cool?
Well, 2 jobs, going to school for mechanical engineering. Yeah, I'm kind of going all the time.
Bro, you're getting it, man. So what's up?
I'm having problems. I'm raising my 12-year-old daughter by myself since she was 5.
What happened?
Her mom decided. Her mom just kind of decided she couldn't be a mom.
Oh, man.
She still has visitation, but it's rare, like maybe once or twice a year. She lives over in Detroit now. And actually that comes back to it. When we were just over there 2-3 weeks ago, she talked to her mom to talk to me because she wanted an iPhone. And it's a question she's brought up before. And I've told her, no, you don't need an iPhone. You don't even need a phone, but I need to get a hold of you sometimes. So talk, text, take pictures. That's all it's good for. And I asked her kind of, why did you go to your mom? She's like, well, I don't want you to get mad at me. Well, I'm not going to get mad at you. You just ask and I say no. And she did it again with another friend of mine, went to her and then had her come with her so she could quit gymnastics. She's been in it for 7 years and she's very, very good. She's just struggling because she's at a new level where they're harder on her. They're kind of pushing her and she's not taking to it well. Plus she's a preteen. So I don't know what to do with her going to other people saying I'll get mad at her when it's just, I tell her no and I tell her why. And it's like she doesn't like the answer.
Do you get frustrated?
Less than I used to. I used to be kind of angry. Everything was thrown on me. After the custody, I almost lost my house. I had to fight to hang on to that. I'm coming out of it. That's why I'm going to school. I don't yell at her anymore. I used to. One thing you said a long time ago is yelling is trauma, and that kind of hit me hard because I grew up in a household where I got yelled at a lot.
Yeah.
So I stopped yelling. I do get frustrated because she is 12.
12-year-old kid. Yeah, I got one too. And yeah, frustrating is part of the game.
Right.
Have you dealt with the fact that your wife looked at you and said, I'd rather have nothing than you?
I have. Her and I actually get along very well now.
That's fine. You've made peace with that. Have you dealt with that?
I think so.
Okay. Where does your rage still come from? Because here's the thing that a lot of dads do. We quit yelling. We quit hitting the wall. But we don't deal with the rage. And it just sits in our chest like a nuclear reactor, and our kids absorb it. They breathe it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we stop an overtly abusive behavior, which is great. But we are not a place for a child to come rest. What I see your daughter doing is actually really healthy. She's trying to connect with you, and her body's telling her that you're not safe.
Okay.
Not because you're saying no. I tell my kids no all the time. All the time. My guess is she's put a GPS pin in this guy used to yell. Her body has created an ecosystem where you're not safe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever taken her out for breakfast and said, I used to yell and I'm so sorry. I'm never going to yell again?
I actually do that a lot.
How does that go?
I apologize. She says, I know you don't yell. You raise your voice when you need to, but you don't yell.
Awesome.
You're not angry. I tell her I love her. She says she loves me back. She talks to me about everything. When she comes home from 4 hours of gymnastics, she's just da-da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
Comes home from school and talks to me about her friends and all that. But it seems like the things that I say no to, it's almost like she's trying to get somebody else to get on her side.
Nah, dude, you know who did that? Probably your wife. Your daughter's 12.
Yeah.
She's just pushing boundaries to see if they're going to hold. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't lose 1 second of sleep of that. In fact, that's pretty admirable, because here's why. You told your kid no. You gave her a reason. Mm-hmm. She didn't go in her room and slam the door, she wouldn't have found another person to talk about how she feels.
Mm-hmm.
That's the baseline for being well, is having other people, right? It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to not get emotionally reactive when she comes at you with 3 of her friends and say, here's why she should have a phone. And you can smile and say, y'all are really brilliant. We'll do ice cream, but no phones. Well played. Or I'll even tell my son, he'll be like, hey, Dad, on the way home, let's just go ahead and get ice cream. And I'll just look at him and go, well played, man. No chance. Right? And he just, like, I'm not going to get mad at a 12-year-old for being a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And this is hard because you've been her everything because you had to be, and you're a good man. But you can't be her everything forever.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest gifts my dad gave me, I was a young kid, and he was a homicide detective, and then literally over a weekend, he quit and became a minister at a big giant church in Houston. And he said this to me, and I didn't get how big of a deal it was until I got older. But he said, you are never going to be able to hear about our faith from me anymore. I'm your minister now, and I'm also your dad. You're not going to listen. Please find other men in this building that you can trust who will speak life into you. And at the time I was a kid, I was like, oh, okay, whatever, Dad. Dads, who cares what dads say? Dads are morons, right? When you're 12 or 14. And now that I'm older, to think about my kids, and now I'm hyper intentional. Dude, you find other people. You talk to that person. You talk to that person. I love it. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you're putting adult you're putting adult thoughts and feelings and motives into the heart and mind of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do y'all sit down and talk about hard stuff like boys and periods and stuff?
Yeah. She kind of floored me with the first boyfriend while we were cleaning her room one day, so that was fun.
Dude, that's so good that she trusts you, man.
I had no words and just kind of walked away for a second.
Why?
Because I was so afraid of that coming up, being a single dad, raising a girl, and knowing what little butt heads little boys can be.
Even the good ones are turds, man.
Right.
It's so great that she felt safe enough to do that with you. It's awesome. And it's also like you have an incredibly important role in her life. And that's to tell her that she's beautiful and that she's brilliant. And if she'll allow it, don't force it, but if she'll allow it, to put your hands on her face as often as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Put your hands on the back of her neck, underneath her hair as often as possible. Hug her as often as possible. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah. That's something I've very much tried to do.
It's awesome.
I give her a hug. I tell her she's wonderful. She's smart. She's talented. She's funny. And I get that smile.
Yes.
And I feel she hears me. And I just watch her lighten up. And it makes my entire day.
Yes. And can I tell you the one other thing to balance? Not saying this is you at all. It's just a common thing for folks who have experienced what you've experienced is that 12-year-old will take on, rightly or wrongly, they'll take on making sure dad's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's not her job. And don't ever let her fall into that role that I got to make sure dad's not mad. I got to make sure dad's happy. I got to make sure, because she can't carry that. She's still trying to figure out what she did that was so bad that mom left her.
Yeah.
And that demon will haunt her for years, right?
I know. She's, the first couple years are very hard. When we left last time, she started crying, but she kind of got over it quick. It's after almost 8 years, just kind of, I don't want to say she accepts it. She hates it, but she kind of knows how it is. And I see it hurt her, and I try and do everything. I'm at every gymnastics meets. When she was in bowling league, I was there all the time. When she tried softball, I was at every game. I ended up coaching. So
let her find her path. Let her find her own roadmap. And there's a fine balance, and I think we did a show recently about that. There's a fine balance between I'm going to make you keep going until the season's over, till this season is over of this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're done at the end, I'll honor that. But you're going to do something. You have to do something, right?
I gave her that.
Good for you. Good for you.
I gave her that. You can be done at the end of the season, but you will be doing other stuff. You will not be sitting at home.
There you go. That's good.
I hear about it every summer. Oh, I don't want to practice. Oh, but 2 weeks in, I did this. I did that.
That's right.
Okay.
And that's just being a dad. Good for you for not letting a 12-year-old's feelings run your household. That's awesome. Hey, can I just tell you? Sounds like you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you. I worry a lot. It's not easy.
That's right. None of this is easy. Yeah, dude. Parenting is just sprinting across a live wire without a net, and then with people shooting at you just for fun, right? You're doing a great job, and I bucket a great job like I care about my kid. I bucket a great job like I've got things I got to work on, and so I'm going to stop doing those things. I'm going to keep working on those things. And I'm going to keep seeking wisdom, man. And you're doing all three of those things. And so I'm just grateful for you. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you all of the questions for humans cards. Okay. And set up here's what we're looking for. We're not looking for the perfect boyfriend conversation. We're not looking for just the right pamphlet that's going to let us sit down and talk about periods because mom is not around. We're looking to create an environment where she feels so safe she can have those conversations. And it sounds like y'all are there. As I just upped the ante with my 12-year-old. And I did something as much as make a list of the movies I want him to see before he's gone. Here's a list of things I want him to have done, whether that's change a tire, tie a tie, dress a deer, like whatever. I got some Texas things in there I got to have. But what are these things that I want to be a part of with him that I can be intentional about? And one of those is just being able to have a conversation and enjoy the silence. And so I'll send you all the cards, man, and set up a regular breakfast with your kids, set up a regular dinner, take her on a date once a week, whatever that is. And instead of talking bad about the boys they're going to be dating here someday, let her experience.
Okay.
That boy's some knuckleheaded, idiotic middle school or high school kid is going to have to.
Oh, he already broke up with her for no reason, so I heard about that too.
Well, I know people. We can find him. No, but listen, you want her to feel so safe with you and so loved and so beautiful and so brilliant when y'all are out on your dates that some knuckleheaded high school kid doesn't stand a chance. Doesn't have a chance. She's look at his stringy mustache and his mom's used Camry and just be like, what in the world? I'd rather go to a movie with my dad. He's funnier. He's cooler. And he's got way more money than this kid. Right? Someone's going to have to really be special. And we're building a relationship there. I'd also encourage her to have some adult women in her life that are in your area that you trust, maybe from like school or from your local church or whatever, wherever you get connected, and encourage her to make relationships there. Encourage her to have people to talk to that may not be you. The conversation might go like, I know you get nervous sometimes around me. Talk to somebody. I would love you to talk to me, but I'd rather you talk to somebody than talk to nobody, right? And if you help curate some of those relationships, man, that gives your kid just an entire safety net of people who love her. But man, you're making the best of a messy situation, brother, and I'm honored to be a fellow dad with you on this wild journey we're on, man. Congratulations.